Alright gang, welcome one and all to Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium's live stream. Yes, that's right, you've made it to another Tuesday. And I will take a look and see who's in. Hey, Rob Random, how are you? Lincoln, hey, how are you? There's Ben, Giant Garrett Detectorist. And Liddy No, how are you? K Watt. And oh look, there's Sandy Reiser. Okay, and anyway, gang, got North Jersey Detector. How are you? Oh, there's the real Fire Demon, not the fake Fire Demon, but yeah, the real one. And we got Digging Canuck. Hey, Liz, how are you? And who's your hillbilly? How are you? How are you? And Flip Coin. Anyway, and who else we got here? Hey, Youper, how are you? Randy Collins, how are you? And anyway, gang. Oh, there's Reef 169. How are you? And who else we got? Oh, there's Jordan Anderson. All right, gang. How are you? And say, did anybody get out this past weekend? And for us, we did. We actually got out. Well, I got out a little bit on Saturday, which you'll hear a little bit more later, and of course on Sunday. And we got a little bit of rain. Well, that's not true. We got an awful lot of rain. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. And Yeoman Gall, hey, I responded to your message, and I tell you what, you have taken me aback. I tell you what, but so I sent you an email, and yeah. Anyway, gang. So got a couple of other things going on. Had a couple of new discoveries, historical discoveries, not necessarily. And when I say that, I mean new to me. You know, that type of thing, not necessarily nobody ever knew it before. And but anyway, gang. So hey, there is Yorkshire, metal detecting Yorkshire. I am so sorry. I have one of your videos on my to watch list. You know, the watch later option. I gotta get it. But I just realized that earlier today. But anyway, gang. So, yeah, we got some stuff to go over. And, well, we just want to say welcome again. Welcome one and all to Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium. And just otherwise known as Reiser's Rip-Roaring Rapid Repartee about relics. So, somebody made me a bet I couldn't say that all the way through, and I just won. So, anyway, gang.
Can you say it 5 times fast?
No, I cannot. The deal was only once, and yeah, we made it through. And I had the video to prove it. And if they're watching on the stream, I didn't actually catch them. If they are watching, see, gotcha. Anyway, gang, Metal Detect. Oh, there's Kevin. How are you, Kevin? And anyway, gang. So, there's Amy. Hi, Amy. Anyway, gang. So, let's see what we got new and upcoming. Well, coming up, we've got that on June the 14th, we have Liz digging Canuck on Relics Radio on Spreaker.com. Spreaker.com. And she will be on Digging with Seven's radio show, if you want to call it a radio show, it's a podcast, or except I want to call it a radio show, on Relics Radio there. June the 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So do check it out. And see what else we got going on. Anybody happen to catch Pug Masters Ford's live stream the other night? Kind of the entire recap of his silver Ford. Wow and wow and wow to see all that silver just laid out on the table. And he had kind of a Q&A session going on. And I tell you what, it was very, very, very neat. And we both enjoyed it. We both tuned in. And I tell you, the one thing, there's actually a couple of things that strike me about it. The one thing is to have such a phenomenal find is only part of it. The thing that strikes me is to have such an agreeable homeowner that you've gotten permission from. I mean, you're always kind of leery, going up the door to the knock and asking permission to metal detect the yard. Now, I tell you what kind of permission do you... I mean, the guy was using a backhoe in the guy's yard. Yeah, sure, go ahead. I tell you what, that is a dream and a half. But I tell you what, it happens. And, oh boy, I tell you. If that could only happen with some colonial stuff, I'd be tickled. And speaking of which, I tell you what, today I was reviewing some of the colonial finds on the Facebook group. And I tell you what, people today were out there and, oh my God, some of the finds they were posting. Anyway, but we are here with the live stream with you today. But anyway, gang, Digging Charleston, how are you? And see who else I missed coming in. Oh, there's Canadian Relic Hunters, how are you? And oh yes, Liz, do please get well soon. You poor gal. Anyway, I have my own theory of what happened. I think it may have been those crumbs on Canuck Jr.'s keyboard, and no, I'm only kidding. I hope you get well and get well soon. And wow, are you busy? If I know right, you've got the Relics Radio coming. Wait a minute, your thing with Noggin is this weekend, and then you got Relics Radio coming up. You are going to be some busy person. But anyway, gang, if you guys haven't picked up on it yet, there was no video Monday. And I got to experimenting with some different technological stuff. And if you guys happen to have noticed, I was popping on and off every now and again with a live stream thing. And I was testing a few things out. And but we'll get more into that a little bit later. This video that I kind of was putting together, kind of want a little bit more content with it. And besides, I'm giving you guys, the YouTube public, a little bit of a break from this ugly mug, which probably is no really big complaint. But so yeah, so there will be a video for next Monday. It's kind of already probably 3/4 of the way finished with this past weekend. And then we're probably going back out to a field one night this week after work. Maybe two nights. But anyway, gang, so we'll have that content, and then, of course, our normal Sunday. And we'll throw that in there. Hopefully it won't be too long. But anyway, that's what's coming up. And this upcoming weekend on Sunday, we hope to be either by the ocean or by the bay. And it all depends on the tides and when they are. When I was younger, I used to be able to do both tides in the summer. One at 6 a.m., one at 6 p.m. I tell you what, not anymore. Usually by the time we hit that p.m. tide, I'm ready for a nap. But anyway, I think those days are just about over. But like I said, anyway, now I'm just glad to hit one of those tides. But anyway, see who we got going. Let's see. Hey, Cache Mole, how are you? And hey, KP, how are you? Horseshoes are always a good find. Oh yeah. Hey, John, how are you? And my new line, I'm going to try this. Hello, can I dig holes in your yard to probably find some trash? You know what? That's all part of it. Say, hey, any trash I happen to dig up out of your yard, I'll throw away for you. It's going to hurt the blade on your lawnmower, and your kids could run through the yard barefoot and step on it. I'd be getting rid of a potential hazard. It could work. CCH, how are you? And anyway, gang, we're going to keep on rolling along. But anyway, so yeah, this weekend we got a beach hunt or bay hunt, depending. And so you'll probably be seeing that in this upcoming Monday's video. And of course, I'll probably still call in Sunday morning with Coffee with Liz. So I'll give you a little sneak preview. But anyway, gang, be prepared. June the 23rd. That's right, June 23rd. And again, June 23rd. Mark it on your calendar, June 23rd. Or if you're watching from your toilet, mark it on the toilet paper for a reminder. June 23rd, we'll be attempting a guided tour. That's right, a guided walk via live stream. And don't miss it. Again, this is stuff I've been monkeying around with lately, experimenting with different things on YouTube and cameras and the cell phone. And I tell you what, I think we've got it kind of wrapped up. So we'll have a guided tour via live stream June the 23rd. And I don't know if this will be a first ever on YouTube, but it'll be at least a Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium first. But anyway, hey, speaking of the toilet, how many viewers do we have watching from the toilet tonight, like right now? Let's see a show of hands. But no. Anyway, it got me really to thinking. You remember when the bathroom was such a solitary thing? Where we just kind of did one thing and that was it. Now we're watching the YouTube, we're playing other things on the phone and whatnot. I tell you what, it is the waste station, otherwise known as your bathroom, has become multifaceted. We are now viewing intellectual material while we are taking care of our business. And say, what do you watch when you poop? But anyway, it's got to be beneficial to your health. You're sitting there, you're relaxed, you're watching whatever's going on, unless you're watching the news. And if you're watching metal detecting videos, you should be fairly relaxed. And I don't know, that's enough of potty talk. But you know what, one more thing. It could be used as a potty training tool for like young children. I kind of was thinking about this quite a few weeks ago. You can tell your small young children who are trying to be potty trained, you want to watch the crazy cat videos? Then go ahead, hop up on the potty, and I'll turn on the YouTube for you. Yeah, see? Anyway, stuff you will not find in the Dr. Spock books.
Liz says, new show, what do you watch when you poop with Reiser?
There you go. See? Stuff like that could just take off. See? Anyway. But anyway, gang. Let's see. We really didn't have to ask who was on the toilet either. We could have just said, whose legs are extremely numb? Let's see a show of hands whose legs are numb. But that'll be something else. You know, the guy who can invent the toilet seat that will keep your legs from going numb, he is going to be a millionaire. But I tell you, anyway, how the heck did I get around to this top? Anyway, hopefully I got somewhere to pick up in my notes here, and I can usually do a little outline, but we are so far off. Where on earth did we derail at? Oh, here we go. June 23rd. That's right, June 23rd. Yeah, a walking tour live stream, and there'll be more details to come much later. Because, yeah, somebody still has to kind of write it, and then after write it, I have to actually figure out how I'm going to shoot it. I kind of actually have the tail end figured out. I just got to figure out where we're going to start. Because I'm thinking about actually doing a series like this. But, again, we'll get around to it a little bit more later. But, June, what for the walking tour?
You just answered that.
June what? Oh, the date, the 23rd, June 23rd. But anyway, gang, so by the way, we'll be through the course of the day. So whenever you happen to get the notification that, hey, somebody's live, yeah, just jump on there. And when probably won't film or stream from like point A to point B, because walking with me probably isn't all that exciting. And but anyway, we'll get more into that later. I still have to kind of develop the concept just a little bit better. I got the technology down. It's just now the concept as far as how, where, and what, and whatnot. But anyway, gang. So we do got some stuff to look at. By the way, tonight's viewer giveaway, viewer appreciation giveaway is right down there. It's a kroner, a 10 kroner. I just love that name, a kroner. I just want to keep calling people a kroner. You kroner, you know. Anyway, we've got a kroner, and it's from 1936. And here, if you guys want to see the back, you got a picture of the front. We could have just turned it over. It's a windmill. Isn't that neat? Anyway, gang, well, that's tonight's giveaway, and that'll be down towards the end of the show. But anyway, gang, so Saturday, got some chores done, was tinkering again, like I said, with technology, and then got out for a bit. And Saturday, believe it or not, for us here in southern New Jersey, why, it was hot, it was humid, it was buggy. I could have dealt with the humidity and the heat. I cannot deal with the bugs. Oh my goodness, for those who ever experienced marshlands, you actually have to try once in your life the experience of strawberry flies. And they are quite the pest. I tell you what, like I said, I can deal with the heat. I can even deal with ticks. I can deal with ticks. I can deal with the heat. I can deal with the humidity. But those strawberry flies, they are something not to be reckoned with. But anyway, we did find a new site. Well, new to me anyway. It does look like somebody had been there, but not very recent. And basically, it kind of just scouted it out a little bit, and then when the bugs came too bad, I went and checked out a secondary site that is a most definite dig and sift site, and I cannot wait for that. I don't know if that dig and sift site I'm actually going to do during the summer or not. If I run out of spots or if I need someplace close by, I may get to it. But the dig and sift spot, it kind of really depends. It's very wooded, and there is a fairly close road access. So even if it did it in the midsummer where I needed to just kind of go and take a break for a little bit and then come back, might be able to do it. But so I had that checked out on Saturday. But MC, he's feeling better, and yes, we made it out on Sunday. And we went back to the Real Field, and there's actually a site associated with it that's quite wooded. And with the Real Field, it's been turned, but unfortunately, it hasn't really been settled yet. I'm hoping after Sunday afternoon, evening rain. Why it has settled the ground a little bit, and all the air pockets are gone. But we'll have to go back and check that out. And by the way, the Real Field is quite in the middle of nowhere. If you can imagine having places in New Jersey that are quite isolated in the middle of nowhere. I mean, most people imagine New Jersey, they think of North Jersey, where it's very metropolitan. But for those of us down here in the southern part of the state, we are actually still quite sparse. We have farmland, we have woods, we have countryside. We're not all cement, concrete, and pavement. So, anyway, gang. So yes, in the middle of nowhere, and my intentions was to try and to give Liz's live stream, Coffee with Liz, a call that morning for the Where's Reiser segment. But when I got to the general area, I had no service whatsoever. But when we eventually got to the site, I did eke out 1 bar of service. But even with the 1 bar, it's iffy. So I wasn't really going to. Unless I had something to show or something to see. I kind of was not really playing with the idea of actually calling in. However, MC, and that's the other thing. I don't mind showing scenery or something. I usually like to have some sort of content or something going on. So with 1 bar of service, I knew with 1 bar it wasn't exactly going to be all that spiffy of a call. And I didn't just want to show a tree or a turtle or something like that with 1 bar of service. So we were kind of had it in the back of my mind. But anyway, gang, MC, he actually pulled something that changed my mind. And here, I'll give you a sneak peek of it now. MC, he pulled this coin out of the ground. Now, what you are looking at is an 1848 Hungarian independent copper. Now, at first, being the good metal detecting partner he is, he tells me, hey, come listen to this signal. Now, I'm telling you what, if you have a metal detecting buddy, partner, etc., and he says, come over and listen to this signal, more likely than not, why, it's a more than decent signal. And not going to be a shotgun shell signal or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, come listen. Anyway, so I at first I didn't have my earphones on, and I just happened to wave my machine over that target, and it just pegged 90 and it wouldn't leave on the GAW AT Pro VDI. And sometimes your smushed aluminum cans can ring high and whatnot, but it won't stay on that VDI number. It'll skip around a little bit. Well, I kept hitting it at all kinds of different angles and coming down, coming crossways, and etc. and so on. I could not get that 90 to change whatsoever, and it just would not budge. And well, it's something. And of course, in the back of my mind, I was kind of formulating all kinds of different possibilities. Oh, it should be a large cent. Oh, it could be silver, and it could be, yeah. MC, dig the thing, will you? Anyway, so there was already calls for like a mini congratulations, but oh my goodness, what could it possibly be? Now he uses a mine lab, by the way, and so as he dug, I stood over him, and the signal was shallow. It was only about maybe 4 to 6 inches down, and when he pulled that out of the ground, still covered in dirt. It's got to be a large cent. Was going through my head, just the size of it, and it fits the time period of the site. So it was an earlier colonial site that was there until the mid to late 1800s. So it's got to be a large cent. But then he actually started uncovering it with a few swipes of his thumb, and we got that. And those are some strange letters. EGY. Well, that doesn't make any sense. And so it was going through my head, what the heck is that thing? And because I had never, ever seen this thing before in my life and didn't really have an idea where to start. So, my first impression of it was Russian, just because of the odd lettering, and then also too with a little bit of the font of the lettering. And I had no idea. But when I reached my phone, hoping for a signal to look this critter up, I noticed I had briefly 3 bars. All right, we got to call Liz and the gang. Well, anyway, tried. And yeah, it was kind of like Max Headroom, if you guys ever recall him. And it just actually, the call, unfortunately, I'm so sorry, Liz. It sounded more like a Verizon commercial. Do you hear me now? And but I tell you what, like I said, when I started, I had 3 bars, and then I must have moved a millimeter, and I dropped back down to 1. But again, here I actually got another picture of it, not of this one, but of an example, one that's not corroded. And I tell you, who would have imagined that this would have came out of the ground there? Not I. That was one thing that morning I wasn't expecting to see. And in fact, that morning I'd never heard of one before, and until we looked it up and kind of was researching it, and yeah, so that was a shocker. Not something you find every day, but I imagine there along one of the coastal waterways of New Jersey, one of the inlets, where there was a seafaring man that frequented the area, probably came back with one of them or whatnot, and he probably gave it to Sonny, and Sonny went out in the yard and lost the thing. Who knows? You just never, ever know. You never know what you're going to find. And sure, like I say, did not expect to see that day. And again, congrats to MC. And I tell you what, I don't know where my brain would have been. I would have loved to have seen a large cent, but to see that was a complete shock. But let's definitely be going back there and looking for more.
What country is it from?
Hungary. It's a Hungarian independence copper. Anyway, gang, I kind of review the chat a little bit. M.A. Lyman, hey, how are you? I'm still driving, I can't read yet. Adriana, how are you? Thank you, Adriana. Dirt Monkey, how are you? AWR, how are you? How are you? But anyway, gang, like I said, we'll be most definitely going back. From that site, we again got chased away by the bugs. In the morning and in the early afternoon, we had this wonderful wind that was keeping the bugs away. And unfortunately, that wind died down. The bugs came out, and it became almost intolerable being that close to the marsh. And so we went and checked the next field down and over. Yeah, it's like a little piece down the road. And managed to pull some things out that makes us want to go back very badly to that site too. We've still not done these sites. And unfortunately, it was burnt. We have that thing. And this coin is absolutely nondescript whatsoever, or as we call the technological term for this coin in the metal detecting field is burnt. This coin cannot be any more burnt than burnt. And when it came out of the ground, it looked good because it actually had a silvery tinge to it. But and it was stuck in a little clod of dirt. But unfortunately, it is so far gone. There is nothing getting out of it. It is just smooth. It's flat. It's just nondescript. It's just a bit of hunk of metal, unfortunately. But with some of the clues that this was providing, as far as age, kind of led us to really think that this site actually is going to have some possibilities. And got a musket ball. And this octagon button I thought was rather peculiar. I don't think I found one in the shape of an octagon before. And this flat button still has the shank attached to the back, but unfortunately the center piece is broken. And a couple times I looked at it, I wonder if it was a square, fingers in the way, a square shank. And a couple more flat buttons, large dandy button, and smaller flat button, and something else that's becoming really, I'm starting to become really keen on it, is pipe bits. I may start just a collection of pipe related material from the colonial area just because I'm becoming more and more fascinated with it. And you know, it's one of those things that, you know what, this does not require a metal detector to find. I didn't quite realize it. This has a letter T on it. I don't know if you guys can make that out or not. I don't think I recall seeing that before on the pipe stem. Pipe bowls, yes, but on the stems, I don't really recall that. I will have to check it out. But, and also too, since we are near a waterway, an old fishing weight. So this site we'll be getting back to. And the only reason we left as early as we did, I will metal detect in the rain. Pouring down rain, probably not, and that's what it became. And especially with Sunday, our temperature was only in the mid-50s on Sunday. So being that wet and cold besides, we weren't going to hang around for it. But like I said, we will be getting back. So anyway, gang, that's Sunday. You'll see more of that in the Monday's upcoming video. And like again, I said, we'll also be doing the beach on Sunday. So, stay tuned. There will be more of that type of stuff. Drum and Detect, how are you? And anyway, gang. And by the way, for those of you who may be tuning in late, let me know why there is tonight's viewer live stream giveaway. I'm going to keep see. That's one or my bucket listers at Clay Pipe. Digging with Charleston. You know what? A couple things I've seen lately. I follow a lot of the mudlarkers. They're along the Thames in London and whatnot. And there was a couple of videos where guys were pulling out the pipes whole out of the mud. I tell you what, that's some sight to see. Pipe down or pipe?
Hoosier wants to know if we can pause for an old commercial break. He needs to run out to the barn for some tonic water.
Oh, you know what? We do have a commercial tonight. I don't remember who it was who was mentioning the commercial. I think 2 streams ago. We do have a commercial tonight, so yeah, do stay tuned for that. It's actually tonight's commercial is in honor of Mallyman, M.A. Lyman, but that'll be coming up. Tonic water. But anyway, gang. Metal detecting. I think Sandy should do your next live stream just for a change. Yes, you know what, Yorkshire, I agree.
No, Sandy responded to that.
Oh, did you? Oh, shucks.
This is you, not me.
Oh, yeah, well, okay. Anyway, gang. Speaking of giveaway, for those who were fortunate to have won anything on last week's live stream, everything went out Friday and should be either coming to your locale shortly or if it's not there already. I know I've seen a couple of you guys have already mentioned that you got it. Great, great, great. I'm glad you guys did it. Please enjoy. And anybody who hasn't gotten it and didn't receive a tracking number, let me know and I'll shoot one out to you. I tried to cover all you guys, so hopefully you got your tracking number. And again, congrats to the winners, and thanks to you all for viewing and subscribing, supporting the channel, supporting each other, and do hit that like button. And it's supposed to do something. I don't know, tricks. Anyway, gang. But guess what time it is? It's that time for... Oh, it's time for the commercial. You guys ready? And anyway, gang, like I said, this commercial is in tribute to M.A. Lyman. And if you guys haven't seen his... Not his live stream, but his last video, why, you guys will understand. You guys, have all you guys seen Mike's last video? Mike's driving. Hopefully we won't make him wreck. Mike, use your turn signal. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Mike. Drive safely. And anyway, for any of you guys who haven't seen M.A. Lyman 24's channel, please do check it out. And like I said, we have this little commercial in tribute to Mike himself, because after all, Mike is the Rocket Man. All right, you guys ready? Here we go.
3, 2, 1, blast! She's up. Come in ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! There she goes!
Oh, it stopped.
Your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as the giant Atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's wonderful. It's ideal.
So anyway, gang, that is in honor of our very own M.A. Lyman 24, the Rocket Man. But a couple of things run through my head as I was watching that commercial. And meanwhile, during the Cold War, we had people digging fallout shelters in their backyards, and at the same time, we were giving kids toy nukes to play with in the living room. So anyway, gang, I don't know. The 1960s was a very, very odd time.
Ken Peavy said that you'll poke your eye out, kid.
You shoot your eye out. So anyway, gang, that was the commercial for tonight, and I can't find where I lost my spot here, and oh, just got it. There we go. Oh, back. Hey, and anyway, gang, and tonight is time for tonight's treasure story. And I tell you what, I almost pigeonholed this story because I came across a tie-in story. Yes, a tie-in story with Plugmaster Ford's Silver Hoard find. And it's a tale about a guy who stashed money during the Depression. But with that article, I kind of want to do a little bit more research on before doing it. So anyway, gang, so you're stuck with this one. And this story is actually a new one as well, because if you guys remember, I kind of alluded to it in the last live stream about the billions and billions of dollars being underneath on the sea floor in a shipwreck. And the article I was going to do is actually a continuation of this article, so you're going to be stuck with this one. because this one has more of an intriguing title. It's called Reality Check. Who owns treasure hidden under the sea? So instead of going back to the old one, you got this new one. And to be honest with you, until moments before the live stream, did I actually see this. And two, gang, if you guys want to give me a article to look at or whatnot, or want to share something, do please send it along. But anyway, gang, all right, here we go. New details have emerged about the San Jose, a Spanish galleon sunk by British ships 300 years ago. The vessel was said to be transporting gold, silver, and precious gems collected in the South American colonies to be shipped to Spain's King Philip V to help finance the War of Spanish Succession. Colombia said it first discovered the wreck located somewhere off the coast of Cartagena in 2015. Last year, the President Juan Manuel Santos said the salvage operation begins a new chapter in the cultural and scientific history, not only of Colombia, but of the entire world. Meanwhile, a team of marine archaeologists, with the help of an underwater robot, started an investigation and have published new information about what has been uncovered so far. Some people have already speculated it could be the most valuable shipwreck of all time and worth billions. Billions. With a B. Billions. Not millions. Billions. The San Jose is one of thousands of shipwrecks around the world, and excavating historic cargo is an enticing prospect for archaeologists and treasure hunters. So who has the rights to a shipwreck? There are international agreements that have rules for some parts of the treasure hunting process. However, the decision of who is entitled to keep the contents of a valuable vessel tends to end up being made between countries under international law, says Robert McIntosh, a lawyer and archaeologist at Southampton University. He's both. He's a lawyer and an archaeologist. Wow. Anyway, it's a very complex picture, as a lot of states and people can have a lot of different and often competing interests in wrecks, interests which have their origins in various different bodies of law, he said. For example, the ship's original owner has a viable right to ownership, but that right can be superseded by the country which owns the national waters in which the ship was discovered. Further, the ocean is the world's greatest museum, says marine archaeologist Peter Campbell, and hunting for treasure on sunken ships is big business. Speculation about the value of the contents of a wreck can skyrocket even before items have been removed. But often, the operational costs of the archaeological investigation can be higher than the value of the wreck itself, says Mr. Campbell. News reports suggest the contents of the San Jose might be worth up to $17 billion. Or for you guys, other guys out there, Yorkshire or whatnot, 12.7 billion pounds. Although, when the Colombian government went public with the discovery in 2015, the estimated value of the treasure reported was between 1 billion and 10 billion. What's the matter of, the difference of like $7 billion? Once you hit the B word, billion, it doesn't really matter anymore, because who's counting that high? Anyway, gang, that 17 billion figure seems to have been plucked out of the air, says Mr. Campbell. Even so, experts agree that the San Jose has immense financial and cultural value. So, what does the law say? The 2001 UNESCO Convention on Underwater Cultural Heritage includes rules to help guide best practice for underwater excavations and guidelines regarding the qualifications required for people involved in conservation and site management. The part of UNESCO that oversees underwater heritage sites told the BBC it would be delighted to play a role settling claims over shipwrecks. However, it says it has not been approached to act in that capacity. A country may claim ownership of a wreck if it owned the ship in the first place. Even if a vessel was sunk and abandoned for hundreds of years, the original owner still claimed ownership rights. I would hope they're talking about the country, because the guy should be long dead. Anyway, there have also been cases of a country transferring ownership of the ship to another country for the vessel to be displayed in a museum. However, ownership can be complicated by the location of the wreck if it lies in the territorial waters of another state. Under international law, a country has complete sovereignty over these waters and so essentially can do what it wants in terms of taking ownership, says Mr. McIntosh. There are further legal ramifications if the wreck lies in international waters. By the way, real quick, some time ago when Ballard went down to the Titanic, and I guess there was some legal fighting with regards to the wreck of the Titanic, whatnot, and people say that the only thing that Ballard had to do when he went down to the Titanic first, and discovered it and whatnot, was to leave something there so that he could have maintained some sort of, salvage rights. I don't know how true that is, but I've always been curious. This may be my segue to go, hey, you know what? Reiser should really look that up. But anyway, gang, so yeah, Titanic, Ballard, anyway, we'll get back to this stuff. Anyway, when a ship has been discovered, the country where the ship was registered can point to something called sovereign immunity, in addition to claims of ownership. This refers to a specific category of ships that are immune from legal proceedings by another state. Warships and other government ships operated for non-commercial purposes enjoy sovereign immunity, says Mr. McIntosh. Under the sovereign immunity principle, in 2009, a judge in the U.S. ruled the court lacked jurisdiction over a case involving a treasure hunting company called Odysseus Marine Exploration and the wrecks of the Spanish ship, Wow, here we go. Ready? We're going to give this a shot. This is Spanish at its best. Here we go. Nuestra Senora de las Mercedes. All right, don't applaud my Spanish. It just doesn't. The U.S. company was ordered to give a $500,000. All right, let's go back over this again. The U.S. company was ordered to give $500,000 gold and silver coins to the government of Spain. The company had unearthed the 17 tons, that's right, 17 tons of coins off the coast of Gibraltar and transported them to the U.S. 17 tons of coins. Wow, you guys just don't start breaking out the calculator. Anyway, gang, Odysseus said that they found the wreck in international waters and claimed salvage rights. Spain said it never relinquished ownership of the ship's cargo, and the coins were part of the country's national heritage. The origins of contents of a ship may also be disputed. For example, in the case involving the Odysseus and the Mercedes shipwreck, Peru submitted claims to U.S. courts that stated that the origin of the precious cargo was Peru, where the coins were minted while it was still part of the Spanish Empire. Wow, gang. So anyway, with all that, I had two thoughts. While you're making your major underwater discovery, wow, that seems like it's awfully problematic. Who owns what, who wants what, who's going to lay claim to it? Wow, it seems problematic. But at the same time, I think to myself, what a problem to have. It's like, oh man, I just discovered a whole billions of dollars in gold, and oh shucks. But anyway, I'm sure whoever the discoverers are will make out all right. After all, even with Ballard, why he went on to his books and movies and everything else, and was he was consultant to movie guy. Can't think of his name. Oh my goodness, movie guy. The guy who made the Titanic movie. But no, not the actor. The shucks, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, that guy.
You know, the guy who made the Blue Alien movie. That guy.
Avatar?
Yes, but what was the guy's name?
No idea.
Shucks! Somebody will put it in chat. James Cameron. Thanks, Ken. Now I can sleep tonight. Anyway, gang. So let's get on to with some other fun stuff. And hey, tonight, Rosie. And Rosie's going to give away that Kroner down there. You know, down there. That's tonight's live stream giveaway.
From the tech put Smurfs.
Smurfs. Much taller blue things. And anyway, I think Rosie was on a bender this past weekend, and I think she's still recovering, but we're going to go ahead and see who she picks the winner. And we'll see who she picks. Maybe we'll reflect on who she selects for as winner. So we're going to go ahead and go over to Rosie's little site and check out who she picks. You ready? Here we go. And I see a good majority of you guys on there. And be sure, you know, you got a sweet talk, old Rosie. You know how she is. And we are going to go ahead and click this button. You guys ready? Here we go. We're going to do our little official countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang. Lenny, no. Congratulations. You just got selected by Rosie. You are the winner of that there 10 Kroner. And congratulations to you. And I've got to find my little spot back here. Here we go. Ah, there we go. Anyway, so again, Lenny, congratulations. And I would say PM me your address and whatnot, but I think they're stopping that. They're not liking our communicating back and forth with the private messages. YouTube is doing away with it. So do email me and we'll get that out to you. So anyway, gang, we'll catch up on the chat real quick. Oh, everybody's telling congrats. Good. And love you, Rosie. Yay, Lenny. All right. Yes, absolutely. And hey, Mike, how are you? Oh, you're done driving? You must be home. You arrived safely. Wonderful. And Mike, I did a commercial in your honor, so be sure and go back and look at the commercial.
Lenny says, please.
And congrats to HH for eventually to be receiving the Kroner. But anyway, gang, well, we just want to, again, give you a reminder of what's coming up. Don't forget Liz Digging Canuck. She's going to be on, let me pull her back up here. I lost it. There you go. Liz Digging Canuck on Relics Radio on June the 14th at 8 p.m. She will not be having, that's the Thursday, so she will not be having her normal off-the-cuff live stream because she'll be on Digging with Seven's Relics Radio. And again, that'll be on Spreaker.com if you guys want to chime in live. And it's kind of like a live stream. You can chat and whatnot on while the episode is going on. So do check that out. Again, Relics Radio on Spreaker.com. Digging Canuck. She'll be the guest. And do check that out. And also, too, gang, don't forget June 23rd, Saturday, we will be doing the walking tour. The Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium live stream walking tour. And you guys already know it's going to be some sort of historic place. And I kind of got my idea where. But I'll probably be doing a test or two before then, just to make sure I got my act together as far as technology. And we're going to give it a whirl. So if you guys want a little hint, it's going to be in Philadelphia. Anyway, gang, that is all we got. So do be sure to go out there and find your treasure. And because you're not going to find it sitting on the couch. And you don't necessarily need a machine either to go out and find your treasure, because I tell you what, some of the best finds can be found with your eyeballs. So anyway, gang, get out there and find your treasure. And to gang, we'll see. We'll see you. Well, you won't see me, but you will see me, but I won't see you. Next Monday will be the video. We tuning into Liz's Off the Cuff on Thursday. Sunday morning we'll be calling in. Monday video, and then we'll be back here again next Tuesday, every Tuesday, with Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium's live stream, where just about anything could happen. That's a scary thought, especially on this channel. All right, gang, have a good night. Bye now.